All right, now first things first, we have to start with a budget plan. Look, managing your money doesn't mean you can't have any fun. You just gotta lay down a proper budget strategy. Budgeting helps you track what money's coming in and what's going out while helping you prioritize your expenses. Now, one simple way of budgeting is to bucket your expenses. Here you take your after-tax take-home income and divide it into 3 parts. About half will be going towards your necessities. This is your essential needs on a daily basis, like your rent and food. And then a third goes towards your wants, literally things that you want to do, like traveling and dining out. And about 5% goes towards building and maintaining that emergency fund, and the rest you allocate towards other savings and paying down debt. Now, the goal is to have 15% of your pre-tax income set aside for retirement, including your company's match. Now, you may not have 15% today, but you start wherever you can and add more each year. Now, the next step is emergency fund. Think about all those unexpected curveballs that life can throw your way. And for that reason, you want to make sure you have a fully funded emergency fund so you don't have to resort to taking out loans. Now, emergency fund is a safety net of money set aside to cover financial surprises. You want to have 3 to 6 months of your necessary living expenses saved away. And just to figure out how much you need, calculate your monthly necessary expenses. Then you multiply that number by, say, 3 if you're single and you don't have any dependents, or you multiply it by 6, say if you actually do have children. For example, if you have rent, groceries, and insurance that are roughly $2,000 per month, you want to have between $6,000 and $12,000 saved away in your emergency fund. Now, the next step is paying down debt. Now look, people, the average American has a ton of debt. So when it comes to actually getting rid of it, it can seem impossible. But that's only if you don't have a plan in place. Lucky for you, I got the perfect plan for you to take that debt once and for all. It's called the Debt Snowball Method, and it has 5 steps. Step 1, list your debts from smallest to largest balance. 2, make the minimum payments on all of your debts except that smallest one. And 3, for the smallest balance, you want to pay as much as possible, which means that's more than the minimum required. Step 4, once the smallest debt is paid off, you move on to the next smallest balance. And 5, and finally, repeat each step until all of your debt is paid in full. And the next step is investing. Look, newsflash, people, by only saving your money, you're actually still losing its value due to something called inflation. Now look, inflation is the rise in prices of goods over time. And many of us have just lived through the highest rate of inflation in our lifetimes. Therefore, the only way to truly fight inflation is to invest your money. Let's look at a scenario. Let's say you have $500 every year to either save or invest. Now, the average savings rate is around 0.15%, and the average return on investing is about 7%. So in 20 years, that savings account will only have roughly $10,000. But that investing account, well, it's gonna have roughly $22,000. It's a real big difference. And lastly, I want you to think about retirement, because you wanna know when the best time to plant a tree was? Well, that was 20 years ago. But the second best time is actually today, and that's how you should approach retirement. Let me actually give you an example. You got both Lauren and Stacy who work for the same company, and they both contribute $2,500 per year into the company's 401k plan, and they both get a dollar for dollar match. So that's $5,000 invested, right? But the difference is Lauren is 25, while Stacy is actually 35, and they both gonna work and retire at 70 years old. Lauren will retire with roughly $1.6 million, while Stacy will only have about $800,000. The difference is their time horizons, because Lauren started 10 years earlier. The moral of the story, the earlier you start planning for retirement, the better your later years will be. Now, for more ways to manage your money, make sure you visit fidelity.com/black wealth.